So we're back with part 2 of our 3-part intro, and that heavy metal trapping the humans suddenly becomes not too heavy for Optimus, and after some motorboating he's able to get them to safety. Meanwhile, we're introduced to Trailbreaker, who will probably be known as the force field guy, as that's all he ever seems to do. So he uses a force field to seal off the fire, and Wheeljack puts it out with some giggle cream. Spike and Sparkplug understandably have some questions, and Optimus Prime fills them in. After hearing about their war with the Decepticons, Sparkplug, not content with merely endangering his son's life on an oil rig, decides to volunteer them both to help the Autobots, on the basis that they know more about Earth than the Autobots do. And I'm inclined to agree, it was 1984, and it's not like the Autobots could just Google the stuff they want to find out about. We then cut to Spike writing in his dream journal or some shit like that, when he stumbles across an unattended tape recorder. Kids look it up, and finders being keepers, he decides to just steal it. We then get a little demonstration of some of the Autobots' individual powers, such as Hound's ability to make pretty unconvincing holograms, and Mirage's much more impressive ability to turn invisible. Back to that cassette player Spike completely stole just then. Turns out it wasn't just an ordinary cassette player, but Soundwave. And, say what you want, but cassette player's a step above Lamppost any day. He then ejects out of his chest another cassette transformer, Ravid, cat-like Decepticon. And all this is happening while Hound and Spike are on a little drive out in the sunset. Hound asked Spike if he likes girls, but Spike said he'd rather just play with his gear stick and jump some dunes. And after that date, I would suppose you would call it, Spike walks right in on Soundwave and Ravid, stealing a bunch of information from the Autobots' computer.
Who are you?
Ravid, eject, eject.
A Decepticon. Get him!
Ravid.
There he is! Get him! Fire! It's too dark! Can't see him! Gears, activate your infrared!
Soundwave's able to get away, but Ravager's caught thanks to the Autobots' coordinated efforts, and Gears' ability to use a red light. The Con's next target is a hydroelectric dam, but unfortunately, unlike lovely oil, the dam actually doesn't put off enough energy that they want, so they decide to artificially create a tidal wave. They then go and take the plant workers hostage. The Autobots learn of this through their magic computer, and race to get to the dam before it bursts. While the Autobots storm the dam, Hound goes underwater to see what's causing the tidal wave. It turns out to be Rumble, another Casseticon that can use pile drivers. Hound tries to take him from behind and is rewarded by a punch to the dick. We then get a pretty satisfying Prime and Megatron throwdown with some nice trash talk thrown in there as well.
You're old, Megatron. Yesterday's model, ready for the peep.
We'll see who's ready for the peep.
That's what you are.
Silence!
Hound is unsuccessful in his attempts to mount Rumble, and Prime loses the fight where Megatron is knocked off the dam into the raging water. But thankfully Jazz is able to fish him out. After the battle, we're treated to a rather bizarre erotic sodomy scene when Spike and Hound are, I assume, just experimenting. I mean, it has been 4 million years for at least one of them, and Spike was probably curious about it as well. The Decepticons basking in their victory is short-lived, as it turns out Starscream's actually been testing the Energon cubes, and by the looks of it, testing quite a bit, as they now have to make 2 strikes before they'll have enough energy to go home. Megatron and Starscream then just verbally have it out again.
Don't push me, Megatron. My desire for power is as great as yours.
Power flows to the one who knows how. Desire alone is not enough.
Time makes all things possible. I can wait.
And all this going on while the Autobots are actually spying on them and finds out the Decepticons' next move, which is to take energy from crystals that are found in Burma. Apparently they do contain energy of some variety. The Autobots arrive at a mine, and instead of having a shootout again, they just decide to blow it up with the Decepticons inside. Sparkplug volunteers, as apparently...
I've worked these mines. I know my way around.
Well, he certainly gets around for an oil rig worker. And B goes along because he's the shortest. After successfully planting their bomb and making their way out, they're accosted by 2 Decepticons, namely Thundercracker and Skywarp, repaints of Starscream. The Autobots, worried that those 2 are taking too long planting the bomb, but suggest that they should go in there and check. Prime, deciding it's time to show off a toy accessory of his, uses a little drone called Roller. However, just as he does...
Roller!